We are sitting down with Blake Portmann, the writer of a short film, Shutterbug. So how did you come to become the writer on set of Shutterbug? How did everyone settle into their roles?
You know, everyone was kind of talking about what they wanted to do, and I like to write. I've taken screenwriting in the past, and I just kind of offered myself up to it. I knew it was something that I wanted to do, and I'm a very collaborative person, so I knew I was good at getting feedback, and I could work with everyone really nicely, so I offered to write.
Was there a brainstorming session, or did this come from an idea you had?
We had a lot of brainstorming sessions. We went from an idea where she was going to work at a diner, the main character, to the fact that there was going to be a car chase, none of which were actually in the film. So there was a lot of brainstorming that went into actually producing the script. And then once I had like a rough outline of the script, then we took it to Professor Ammernick, and he gave us feedback about it. And then I had to basically go and rework the whole thing based off what he said.
Was there anything that you have read or seen in the past, or even an experience that you lived through that inspired the story and the theme of this movie?
I guess not so much the theme of the movie, because it's kind of I guess we've all been in a position where you've been in the wrong place at the wrong time, and not necessarily I've been in a situation where this movie is about, because she does witness somebody die, and I've never had that happen to me, thank God. But where was I going with this? But I think that our first scene, we open up and she's at a party, and I think a lot of people have been in a situation where they don't necessarily know people, or they've been in a spot where they can't really relate to what's going on, and in that way, like the awkwardness that you get from that, kind of, I conveyed that in the writing.
What is your writing style, and when you sit down to work on a script like this, do you need to be isolated? Do you like to go to a public space, like a coffee shop? What is your ideal environment for creating?
Whenever I do work in general, I have to be like comfortable. I like to listen to music, but I have to imagine it in my head. And if I can't imagine two people having the conversation and what I would say when I had this conversation, then it's really difficult for me to write.
Once the script was finished, how did your role change in terms of the production?
I had this vision when I was writing the script on how the characters were going to walk throughout like the set, and how they were going to be conveyed and basically just said what type of emotion the character should say it with. So when we were on set and filming, I supervised that and basically what they said. So yes, I had a script and it was what I wanted everybody to say, but in the moment I did make changes and said, like, no, you shouldn't say it this way, you should say it this way, or instead of saying, no, she didn't, you should say blah, 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 blah.
So there were some live rewrites, some acting coaching that
Yes.
you were able to get involved in?
I would definitely say there was.
Shutterbug is a thrilling short about one outsider and being in the wrong place at the wrong time. As the writer of this project, what do you want viewers of Shutterbug to get out of it? What's the message you're trying to deliver as the writer?
At the end of the day, we wanted to make a thrilling film, a film where people were going to be like, what's going on, and kind of question the character's motives and question why this character and where she's been all this time. So I think leaving it open for interpretation was one of our main goals of the film. And then because I wrote it, I also, like, when you're working in a group, everyone has to have some sort of role. So in a way, I just looked to support everybody when they were shooting or directing, and then there was a lot of group collaboration that took place when we were actually shooting. Handing the script over and allowing people to storyboard it in a way that they see it was kind of challenging, but honestly, I think everyone did a really great job.
Well, congratulations on this achievement, and thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having me.